Hello all sentient beings and welcome to the Transmissions Podcast, where we talk all Hasbro, Takara, and third-party Transformers! On this episode of Transmissions, we look at some new upgrade kits for our War For Cybertron siege figures. Movable Metal Art's Optimus Prime action figure is hyper detailed and super shiny, and we reveal the winners for our 6th anniversary contest. Today is Wednesday, November 6th, 2019, and this is episode 354 of Transmissions.
Welcome to Transmissions, the podcast that's willing to move to whatever place has the least taxes for podcasting. I'm your host, Charles, aka Big C, and I'm joined by the excellent Transmissions team. Jeremy, aka Yakko.
Hey, how you doing?
And Daryl, the Cybertronian Beast.
Hello. Let's talk Transformers.
All right. Before we start the show, we do want to just give a shout out to friend of the show, usually friend of the show, Alex Milne, who's
he's a friend.
No, he's an awesome artist, a good friend, and we just want to wish him well. He's had some health issues recently and had some major surgery, so just want to keep him in your thoughts and prayers, and wish for a speedy recovery. And Alex, we hope to see more of your awesome art very soon.
Yeah, very soon.
All right, as always, we start off the show by thanking our Donatreons, those beautiful people who give us support on Patreon and PayPal. Thank you guys for continuing to help us make the show possible. We really appreciate it. And without your support, we couldn't do this. So thanks. And if you'd like to become a Donatreon, just go to transmissionspodcast.com/support. And that's where you can sign up. If you are, you can also support us by buying some merchandise. So if you go to our TeePublic store, transmissionspodcast.com/shop, that's where you can get some cool Transmissions themed shirts and other merchandise, mugs, and other stuff. It's all there at our TeePublic store. You can also check out a friend of the show, K-Girl, and her TeePublic store as well. That's at teepublic.com/user/superstark. And she has a lot of cool stuff too. And some of her designs are on our store as well. She's helped us a lot with art, and, helped us with some of the designs. So, check them out. And, if you are looking for a deal on all the TeePublic stuff, it's on sale again. So November, they've got lots of sales going on, trying to get ready for Christmas shopping. So November 8th, so starting this Friday, November 8th through the 14th, everything will be 35% off on the TeePublic store. So that's everything at our link, everything throughout the whole store. But go through our link to help us out. And you can check that out. $13 t-shirts and 35% off everything else. So starting November 8th.
And I noticed that they do have support for cases for like the recent Apple phones. So if you're looking for a case, some of our designs will look really good on them.
Nice. And if you do buy something like that, make sure you show it off on social media and then let us know how it looks. All right. So we're going to do our 6th anniversary prize drawing. So thanks to everyone who wrote in. And we're going to have 4 runners up. So the runners up will receive a Respect the Prime Constructed Cold EP CD. And the grand prize winner will receive the Respect the Prime Decepticon Purple Vinyl Edition. And the Constructed Cold EP CD and a Transmissions t-shirt of their choosing. So let's see who our big winners are. All right. Jeremy, is your assistant ready to help us pick some random numbers?
Computer, are you ready?
I'm ready when you are.
I've heard that before.
All right. Jeremy, give us a random number between 1 and 27.
Computer, give me a random number between 1 and 27.
Your random number between 1 and 27 is 19.
19. So our first runner-up is Dominic. Congratulations, Dominic.
Right on.
You have
awesome.
A Respect the Prime Constructed Cold CD. Dominic is a Donatreon from Germany. So thanks, Dominic. His favorite moment from the show was when Charles announced that he would back Unicron. Everyone's reaction was priceless. That was a perfect representation of the whole dynamic of the show. That's why I love it.
That's awesome.
All right, runner-up number 2. So again, Jeremy, give us a random number between 1 and 27.
Computer, give me a random number between 1 and 27.
Your random number between 1 and 27 is 26.
26. That is Arthur. Arthur is also a Donatreon, I believe. And his favorite moment is Deckles.
Obviously, he's a long time listener.
That's classic transmissions now.
Classic Daryl.
All right, so that was our second runner-up. We've got 2 more runners-up, and then we'll do the grand prize. All right, so for our third runner-up, Jeremy again, a number between 1 and 27.
Computer, give me a random number between 1 and 27.
Your random number between 1 and 27 is 10.
10. And that goes to Brandon.
Right on.
Congratulations, Brandon. Brandon's favorite moment was the interview with, or I guess a couple interviews we did with John Barber and James Roberts. So I think the one I remember the most is the 50th issue spectacular we did. I thought that was a very memorable one.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always fun to speak to those guys. So
my favorite with John Barber is the one I haven't released yet because I haven't edited from New York Comic Con.
Yeah, come on.
It was a great interview. Can't wait for you guys to hear it.
Get going. I haven't even heard it yet.
Yeah. All right. Well, Jeremy just called himself out, so so look for that interview soon. All right. We got one more runner-up, and then we'll get the grand prize. So, again, a number between 1 and 27.
Computer, give me a random number between 1 and 27.
Your random number between 1 and 27 is 22.
22, and that is Gaho. That's a new name, so I don't recognize the name. So Gaho, congratulations. Thanks for writing in, and glad you're listening. Thank you.
Right on.
Thank you for always listening. All right, so let me read Gaho's favorite moment. His favorite moment is the way Yoshi talked about how a certain TFC Toys Storm Commander would be placed on his shelf. Nicely done, sir. A close second favorite moment would be the outtakes from the same episode. I had burst out laughing hearing them.
Well, that would be credit to Mike for picking the best outtake.
Isn't that the very recent one where it was the Dildo Prime?
I believe so, yes. Yeah. It's a dildo. All right, Gaho, congratulations, and glad you're enjoying listening. All right, here we are. We have reached the moment, the big reveal, the big winner, the grand prize, the winner of our 6th anniversary contest. So again, you will be getting the Decepticon purple vinyl Respect the Prime edition, also a Constructed Cold EP CD, and a Transmissions t-shirt of your choosing. So 3 awesome prizes go to one person. So Jeremy again, random number 1 and 27.
Computer, give me a random number between 1 and 27.
Random number between 1 and 27 is 17.
17. Kevin. Kevin, your hockey bud Kevin, Daryl.
Oh, fantastic. Well done, Kevin.
Congratulations, Kevin. We met him at I believe we met him at TFCon Chicago 2016.
I think so, yeah.
And appropriately, Kevin's favorite moment is the running joke that came out of his favorite hockey team. Go Avis.
Go Avis.
Wait, I thought that was a rental car company.
It is.
That's the joke.
Oh.
Well done. Congratulations, everybody.
Yeah.
And we will be contacting you soon to get your prizes out to you. And thanks to everyone who wrote in. And it was really nice seeing all the different moments that people picked. So
Yeah.
thanks for strolling down memory lane for us.
I really do want to get like a compilation of those moments. But since I haven't managed to edit my New York Comic Con stuff yet, that's like, maybe it'll be one of our holiday episodes. How about that? Like, so we can have a week off during Christmas.
Yeah, that's an idea.
Let's shoot for that.
All right, so we did our big contest drawing, and since we gave away a lot of Respect the Prime merchandise, I thought it would be a good idea to give an exclusive announcement about upcoming Respect the Prime stuff. This comes straight from friend of the show, Jimmers. Of course, Jimmers lives in Pittsburgh, so I see him, occasionally, and I got to talk to him, and he was telling me that the Respect the Prime CDs are selling really well at TF Cons. He's been to a bunch of TF Cons, and a lot of people are buying them, particularly the Respect the Prime Constructed Cold EP. So that's the original songs based off of the IDW Transformers comics.
The one with a scrounge track.
Exactly. And he said, yeah, they're selling really well. And because of this, they're going to do another album next year. So to complement the Respect the Prime Constructed Cold EP, there's going to be a Respect the Prime The Forged EP. So,
Cool.
Constructed Cold Forged.
Nice.
So he says they're aiming to have them ready for the next fall TFCon. So October TFCon next year, 2020, they should have those CDs ready to go. So look forward to that. Of course, I'm sure you'll be able to order them online as well. So we will have links to that, and I'm sure we'll catch up with Jimmers and get him on the show and have him talk about it before it comes out. You know, when we get closer and have more details, more information about some of the tracks, you know, what the songs are going to be. So I'm really excited because, these are the original songs. So you had a bunch of songs based on the comics. So I'm wondering what these new songs are going to be. This is just a really cool, another cool album coming out of Distortion Productions and, our awesome friend Jimmers. So
Right on.
great job.
That's
Good
awesome.
job, Jimmers.
We're looking forward to
Just
it.
hoping that convention is going to be in Chicago. Yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing it.
All right. Well, that's our contest. 6 years going into our 7th. Still going strong, I hope. Pour one out for Yoshi, who couldn't be here, but he'll probably be here next week. So Yoshi sends his regards.
Yeah, he was sick tonight.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's start off the show and talk about some toys.
All right, and first up this week, I've got a couple add-on kits for us. One was from last week, but figured I'd save it for this week since we have some more to do. And this is from DNA Designs. It's an upgrade kit for Siege Galaxy Optimus Prime and another one for Siege Ultra Magnus. Basically, it makes them taller. So if you found that Siege Galaxy Optimus Prime and Siege Ultra Magnus are a little squat, these are new legs for them. You got new legs, Lieutenant Dan. It's that's a really old joke. But yeah. So these are new legs for your Siege Galaxy Optimus Prime. The set also comes with a hammer and an axe and something else here too. Some kind of ramp looking things. I don't know where those go on the guy though. Just looking here. Oh, just look like they hang. Oh, they're covers. Yeah. Okay. They're covers for the two guns, like the two big guns on them. So yeah, so it covers up the big gap on them. And then on the Ultra Magnus, you're essentially getting the same thing, the axe and the hammer, which really, the hammer itself looks like the hammer of Solus Prime from Transformers Prime. But the legs, obviously, because they're for the white Optimus, they're just white. But you don't get those covers that were on the Galaxy Force one. So they just make them taller. That's pretty much all it does. But it really shows through when you have them all armored up in either Galaxy Force or Ultra Magnus mode. You can really tell the difference. Next up, I've got another upgrade kit for us, and this one is from Shockwave Lab, and this is for Siege Omega Supreme, and I kind of made mention of this the other week when I showed off my new Omega Supreme, because I had heard rumors of this and obviously hadn't seen it yet, but this is a LED kit for the head and for the the rocket ship arm. So this is for the rocket ship tip arm, and essentially it's going to give glowing eyes and a kind of a glowing tip to that rocket ship. So I like this option a lot because I think Omega, he's big, he's really chunky, but he could use something a little bit more, and the glowing LED eyes are probably the perfect little touch. The bit on the rocket tip is good, but it's the eyes. The eyes are probably the best bit. Do one of you guys see potential in either one of these kits, Jeremy?
Yeah, I mean the Optimus and Ultra Magnus one definitely. When you see the before and after pictures, it looks so much better with the longer legs.
Yeah,
and I love that you can't even tell in the alt mode. Mm-hmm. This is some great work here. And then the weapons that it comes with, especially since Ultra Magnus needs a hammer, that's just canon now. You need the hammer.
Yeah.
And then making it look like the Forge of Souls Prime, I think that's a nice touch.
Yep.
The other one, I mean, if you get Omega, I think it would be worthwhile getting this. I mean, you've already spent all that for Omega, and looking at the pictures on how to install them. This is some really good engineering. Like basically the head is hollow anyway. Mm-hmm. So it's like you just open it up and I think you just kind of fit this piece with the lights kind of in the hollow head.
Yeah. You just slot it in there.
Yeah. So I think these are great. And, are you going to get the Mega Supreme one?
I'm thinking about it. I don't see any. Neither set seem to have any kind of pricing information on them, and I haven't actually looked to see if they've shown up anywhere. So let me see DNA Designs. Okay, so the DNA Designs kits, both of them are up for pre-order. They're $20 a piece. So that's not bad. That's not bad at all.
I was expecting the Ultra Magnus one to be a little cheaper since you're getting less plastic, but
yeah, well. Mm-hmm. And then the other one was Shockwave Lab, and that one's not here. Maybe it's under a different site. Maybe they have an exclusive deal. But let me just see here. Yeah, there's no pricing. Yeah, neither one of them are on BBTS or TF Source, so I haven't found it here yet. It'll be around, but yeah. Once it shows up, I'll take a look at it. It's something that it's probably not that expensive, so I might pick it up. Yeah,
I'm finding it on a Singapore site that's like Singapore $12. I don't know what that conversion rate is.
Oh,
but
yeah, I don't know. Charles, what are your thoughts?
These are nice kits. I'm not planning to get an Omega Supreme, but I think it's nice to have the option to give these LED light up effects. I think Daryl, you had mentioned that's something you're always you're fond of, so I can see why you'd want to get that. So I wish you well, and hopefully you can pick this up. The DNA design kit, I think, I mean, it's cool. It's not something that I like. The leg proportions on the original toy don't seem all that bad to me. So, giving him extensions, I mean, the extensions do look, I guess, better. I mean, but for me, it's not that big a deal. So, I mean, I can see if you want to give them different proportions, there's the option for you. The weapons are nice, like the little forge hammer thing for Ultra Magnus. That's cool. The axe looks nice. But yeah, I mean, it's just, I'm kind of like, the main problem I have with these figures is just the battle damage. So, that's where I have the most problem. But add-on kits, it just depends on what you want out of the figure. So
yeah,
for me, it's not a big deal, but,
and also it's your comfort level as well, because you got to be able to take it apart too, right?
Yeah, that's true. As long as it still transforms after you put the new pieces on, I think it's fine.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Well, that's all I brought to the table this week. Jeremy, what do you got?
I have a new metal model kit. Or actually, I'm not sure if this is a model kit or not. But this is by Movable Metal Arts, and it's a officially licensed IDW Optimus Prime figure. And obviously, it's non-transforming. Yeah, I don't think this is actually a model kit. I think this is just a figure. And it comes with, they say this is a bike from the comics. I don't really remember that. Charles
does.
Is this from the comics?
A bike? Oh, when he was
there he is.
in Chaos Theory, when he took the dead body of one of his friends and used their bike mode to crash through and beat up those dudes.
Okay.
So this is a character that's dead.
Corpse. Okay.
Yes.
He just transformed a corpse and rode it around.
It's a corpse. It's a corpse bike. Yep.
Well, to me, it's
nasty.
I think his name was Spring Arm. I think.
Oh,
all right. Well, to me, this is a Tron light cycle.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like to me. I'm sure that's what the original design was inspired by. But so you get the Optimus Prime, the IDW styled Optimus Prime, and this Tron bike, and a number of weapons. You get some swords, some guns. It looks like he does have a matrix inside, like his chest will open up. And I think this thing looks great. The colors are really, really spot on, and the details there. I'm sure it'll hold together better than my Flame Toys one. But I mean, the bike is what's really kind of confusing me. But now that I have the context, but the guns and stuff will actually attach to the bike. I don't know. I mean, the only thing really out of all this that I don't really like as much is kind of the bike has not a lot of detail. But you're here for the Optimus, and I think the Optimus looks great. Daryl, would you be up for a non-transforming Optimus Prime with a Tron bike?
Well, it's masterpiece scale, which I think is important to note. When I saw the title of this article, I thought when it said MMA, I thought, is Dana White involved with this at some point? But alas, no, it's not. It looks fantastic. The action figure aspect of it is totally there. It's not a statue. I like it. It looks really cool. The bike thing seems like a complete waste of money. So, I mean, if you got rid of the bike and the stand, would you be able to reduce the price at whatever this thing is? We don't seem to have a price for it, but it seems likely that it's going to be expensive, but I do like it. It looks good.
Yeah, I should have also mentioned it comes with a number of hands, as all these things typically do. Charles, are you interested in something like this?
This figure does look really nice. The figure itself, it's detailed, it's shiny, it's got all the articulation you could want out of Optimus Prime. It's got a matrix. It just looks really cool. Does everything except transform, of course. All the weapons that it comes with are really nice and cool. I like all those little different flame blades and everything, and they all look nice. That bike is terrible. I mean, like, it looks so bland compared to how detailed the figure is.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I understand like wanting to reference that, but again, like when he's in that in that comic, he's Orion Pax. He's not Optimus Prime. So
they shouldn't have the Matrix either.
Yeah. It's a little weird to pick this particular thing to put in with this figure. It's not something that I would probably spend money on just cause, I'm not the fan of the non-transforming stuff, unless it's a model kit you put together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm seeing pre-orders on some sites that I'm not familiar with, and some of them are international, but I'm seeing here, showzstore.com, which I've never heard of, has a full price $230.
Oh, wow.
US.
Ooh.
So being that it's masterpiece scale and it's all metal except for the motorcycle, that seems to be probably an accurate price.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not willing to pay that much for a non-transforming, Optimus Prime like that. But if it was a model kit and it was like, not masterpiece scale, I think it would be great.
Yep.
So that is all I got this week. Charles, what do you have?
All right. So continuing the theme of non-transforming Transformers, we've got another statue from XM Studios. And this one is they've done some officially licensed statues. They've already had some previous ones with Megatron, Optimus Prime, and Starscream. And now they've got Bumblebee. And not just Bumblebee and Spike in his exosuit. And not just Bumblebee and Spike and Bumblebee in robot mode. You've got a little Bumblebee VW Beetle to go along with it that just sits off to the side. I first saw the pictures like, oh, did they actually make a statue that transforms? No, they did not. They made two statues.
Well,
so
two statues and a car.
Yeah.
The car, I would bet the wheels turn and stuff.
Yeah. So it's a little weird. I mean, it doesn't even look like the robot mode of the statue could conceivably turn into this. The VW Beetle is very clean, very classic. Looks like the classic Beetle from the 60s or 70s. And the robot Bumblebee in the statue looks like he's out of, Tron or something futuristic. So he doesn't even really look like you could get all his pieces inside a VW Bug. But yeah, the style of the Bumblebee statue is really, it's not my cup of tea. It just looks, something about the face is just a little too weird for me. Spike is also, the exosuit looks nice, but the head inside there is not really very Spike-ish. I do like that Bumblebee has an alternate face with a mask, and it's got it looks like it's got an LED. So that's cool. And that's that's a nice accessory there. But other than that, I'm not gonna pick up the statue here. Daryl, any thoughts on this guy?
The paint job on it's good. I mean, we've seen this kind of paint job before where it looks like it's weathered. As far as the detail goes, I agree with you. It's a little much.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I get where they're trying to do. They're trying to put the animation model into a real state, like how it would look in reality. But I think they kind of went a little too far with the greeble and stuff. The exosuit, it looks decent. Spike's face in it looks a little weird. I mean, it doesn't look anything like Andrew Griffith at all. So, that would have to be fixed. But yeah, I don't know. There's a market for these. It's not me. I appreciate the detail work. Like, there's a ton of detail work here. Like, unbelievable amount of detail. I just think they went a little bit overboard. But I can appreciate the amount of detail for sure.
Yep. Jeremy, what do you think?
Yeah, I pretty much agree with this, Daryl. I'm not the market for this, but it does, like, the detail on here is great. I'm wondering if this started life as a movie Bumblebee, and then they decided they wanted to go this route with animation and adding the exosuit. I will say this exosuit's, tons better than the one we got with the first Masterpiece Bumblebee. You can actually see a face.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this exosuit's fantastic.
Yeah. But, I mean, I'm not the market for
nobody,
statue.
nobody got that? Okay. Wow. All right, then.
It's late. We're tired.
I think I'm starting to get the hang of it.
Yeah. I'm not one of the alternate face, even though I know it's based off of like the original toy. I'm wondering though if the LED is in that face or if it's in the head, because the eyes look like on the regular face look translucent. So I'm wondering if they would light up too.
I think it does. I think it says light up eyes for Bumblebee, so I think that means regardless of which mask you have,
Cool.
which head sculpt you have, he lights up.
Yeah.
What do you know about it, lad?
I think one of my biggest issues.
Daryl's just going to keep quoting the movie.
I think one of my biggest issues with this is just Bumblebee looks too tough. Bumblebee should not look this much like a badass. He needs to be more friendly looking.
I'd agree with that. I just got this feeling, Daryl.
That's what I was looking for. I set him up, you knock him down. That's how it works around here.
All right, cover your receptors, because I got another topic to talk about. Continuing the Spike and Bumblebee theme. So this is something coming out of Japan. So this is a collaboration between Takara Tomy and the Japanese rock band Bump of Chicken. They've got a Sonic Blue Bumble and exosuit Chama. So yeah, don't ask me.
Okay.
Bump of Chicken is they're having an Aurora Arc Tour 2019, so it's part of this promotional campaign, and it's a pale blue redeco of Titan's Return Bumblebee and exosuit Spike, Excel suit Spike.
He'll do your taxes.
And this was included with the Takara Legends release of the Titan's Return Bumblebee mold. So I guess I think was this Spike. This Spike came with RC in the Titan's Return
Linead?
RC we got, didn't he? Yeah, Linead or so. Yeah, is that what it is? Yeah, Daniel backwards.
The evil Daniel.
Yeah, so the blue I actually like the blue Bumblebee. The pastel blue is pretty cool, and then the exosuit is just basically a Titan Master. So it's cool, and I guess he will fit in the Bumblebee the Bumblebee car, since the Titan's Return figure allowed you to put the Titan Masters in there. So there's also a Bump of Chicken t-shirt with Bumblebee in the background. So, yeah, all you Bump of Chicken Transformers fans, enjoy. You can get this for 4,000 yen, which is about $37 off the Bump of Chicken website. But it was only available November 3rd and 4th. So at this point, you can't get it anymore. So too late, everyone. So weird.
Wasn't there a blue Bumblebee repaint? Was it like Glyph or?
Yeah, that's a different character. Yep.
Well, I know, but I seeing this, I miss all the varied colors of the Bumblebee repaints.
So this can be your Glyph. So I think she's like a archaeologist or something, or like a encryption specialist or something. But it's just weird seeing this very specifically licensed Transformer. Like Hasbro doesn't do things like this in the States, so it's very weird to see like a random Japanese band gets their own Transformer basically.
Yeah, and they're using the classic logo too.
Yeah.
Didn't Linkin Park get a Soundwave, Charles?
Oh, I forgot about that.
This looks much better than the Linkin Park Soundwave.
It was a Golden Lagoon Soundwave, Jeremy. That's all it was.
So, any desire for Bump of Chicken Bumble?
Yeah,
Daryl?
No,
Jeremy?
not really. I mean, I've got my my Bumblebee of that mold, and that's about all I really wanted. But hey, if you're a big fan of the band, then this would be a pretty cool thing to have.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely would look at this more as being a piece of band merch than a piece of Transformers merch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have this mold, and if it was available for more than 2 days, and, you know, if I didn't have to buy it from a Japanese website, it would be something fun to have. I think it would be pretty funny to walk around town in a shirt that said Bump of Chicken and just get the funny looks.
Mm-hmm.
Jeremy, if you can tell me one song that Bump of Chicken does, I will endeavor to find this for you.
Well, you know,
without Google.
I'm not going to Google. I'm going to click on the YouTube link that Daryl put in the chat.
Yeah. Hungry, I think, was one.
Hungry Days.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, Daryl said it first.
He
Doesn't
didn't say
count.
the full name.
I just said hungry.
I
didn't know it was a song name. I'm just hungry.
How about I play a bit, just because?
Just
For the record, I'm not getting this for you, Jeremy.
a backfire on you, Charles. Did it?
Yep.
It's like the video's all. Oh, it's based off the One Piece anime. No words. Yeah. Yeah. So, no, decent band.
That's
They
about
like
all
their
we
intro,
can play.
apparently.
It's about all we can play without having to pay them.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
A little bit more easy listening than I was expecting.
Well, you should have seen the anime going with it. And they have other songs that aren't like tied to an anime based off this YouTube channel. You should put the YouTube link in the show note.
Okay, I will do
Hopefully
that.
we haven't pissed off any Bump of Chicken fans.
This is fair use. We played like 3 seconds.
Yeah. We'll tweet at them in the show note, in the tweet for the episode. Maybe they'll tweet at us. We'll get a whole bunch of Japanese listeners.
All right. Well, that is my toy topic, and that'll wrap up our toy section. So let's move on to some trips to the store. This is a segment where we show off all the awesome Transformers merchandise we got this week. We do this as a video that you can watch on YouTube and see everything we got in beautiful high definition. But we'll put the audio right here in the show so you can listen right now and hear everything we got as we describe it in loving detail. So without further ado, trips to the store.
The Transmissions Podcast will return after these messages.
All right, so let's talk about all the stuff we got this week. And Jeremy, start us off.
All right. I've been really busy. I haven't made it to the comic shop. I haven't made it to really any shop. However, I've been to McDonald's. So this is really dumb. It's I was surprised that I got a Transformer thing. I think they're starting some retro stuff in like a week or two in their Happy Meals. And so when I got a Happy Meal for my kid tonight, I selected the Pokemon option, and this is not a Pokemon. He got a strong arm mask, which I'm like, hey, that's a Transformer. I can use it on trips to the store. So, but what was neat about it was like he was asking about this thing. I'm like, what is this red thing that's not in Strong Arm's design? But the logo there, I don't know if it shows up on the camera, but it has a little tech spec type thing that shows the Autobot logo. So I thought that was kind of neat, and I had to explain to him about tech specs and, you know, how, you know, we used to see them, and as a 5-year-old, he didn't really understand. So
Put it on.
but I just,
You have to put it on. And now
it is a little bit too small.
now you have to stay like that for the rest of the video. Thank you.
No, I am not. It hurts.
Come
It's way
on.
too small for me.
Come on. Do it for the
But,
clicks.
you know, no. But I also thought it was neat because Strong Arm is featured in the comic. Well, not really featured, but she's in the comic and she's on the cover. So I'm not breaking any embargoes by saying that she's there because she's on the cover. So
Spoilers.
that's all I got.
All right. Daryl, what do you got?
I'm not last? Wow, Charles must be bringing out the big guns. All right, this week I have my Transformers Galaxies number 2, the amazing Alex Milne cover that I picked last week. This looks really good in person. Yeah, totally a heavy metal album cover, for sure. But yeah, really cool. And I think I only got one toy to show off this week. This one's been a project for a while, and I did find some parts for it. And this is G1 Weirdwolf.
Hey, I had him back in the day.
So I didn't have really anything for him. I had a body. That's about it. And slowly I've been able to piece together the head and the gun and the sword, which is this tail. But yeah, it's another fun little G1 headmaster. And they're cool. I really like these guys. They're weird. Wolves.
I see what you did there.
Oh.
Wow.
Kill me.
I won't be stealing that joke, Daryl. You can have that one all to yourself.
We'll see. We'll see what you have. And you'll be dying for some of my jokes. What do you got, Charles?
All right, start off. I also got Transformers Galaxies number 2. This is just the cover A with no Constructicons on the Constructicons Rising issue, just Insecticons. But it's Livio's art is nice, cool.
Mm-hmm.
At my Target, they refreshed their Micromasters, and I got the Rescue Patrol that is Stakeout and Red Heat. So they're cool little guys. In particular, Red Heat has a nice little. He's a fire truck, a Micromaster fire truck with a ladder. So that's neat. Works pretty good.
It's pretty big. The ladder.
Yep.
It gets really long there.
Yes. Insert phallic joke here. This Stakeout. Just the only thing I remember Stakeout from is he was in Sins of the Wreckers. He got a prominent role in Sins of the Wreckers as Verity's bodyguard, protector. So that's cool. And there he is in robot mode.
Stakeout was I was going through all the different Autobot police cars when I was explaining to my kid because he was like, I thought Chase from Rescue Bots was the police car. So I was going through all the Autobot police cars I could think of, and Stakeout was the one I couldn't remember.
He's the one everyone forgets about.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm like, there was one instance of the records. Which one was it?
And this one, since he is a War for Cybertron Siege figure, he does not have English. He has like Cybertronian writing on the sides of the police car.
That's cool.
So it probably translates into police or something.
It's a good bet.
Yeah. All right. So the last thing I got was something. So of course, we didn't make it to TFCon this year, but before the show, Casey Collar put up on Twitter that he was doing a sketchbook, and this was not an ordinary sketchbook. This was a very cool, very 80s comics inspired design. So this is Marvelous Mechs, Casey Collar Sketchbook Volume 1. Friend of the show, Jimmers, we mentioned earlier, he did go to TFCon and he picked up this book for me. Thank you, Jimmers. It's very cool. Casey Collar's art is amazing. It's got basically profiles of several Transformers, all in their very comic inspired designs. You can see how this is like the G1 Marvel comic. You've got the Optimus Prime icon in the corner there. The paper is even, it doesn't feel quite the same, but it looks very much like the 80s.
I think Casey said it was newsprint.
Yeah. And, you've got no names for the bots, but you've got their function and their quote. So there's Optimus and Megatron, Starscream and Shockwave. And notice the coloring is all very much G1 comic coloring. So in particular, if you look at Megatron in the comics, he had his head was black, compared to the cartoon, which was gray. Starscream's, all blue face there. Let's see. Purple Soundwave. That's the Nel Yomtov color special. Mm-hmm. I don't think this book was colored by Nel Yomtov, but that was the inspiration. Here's a deep cut here. A Circuit Breaker. Yeah, so one human character, Circuit Breaker. Very nicely done Circuit Breaker here. And opposite Jazz was the first issue she appeared in as Circuit Breaker. So Jazz was with her there. So nice. So yeah, this is a really nice sketchbook. I did forget to ask Jimmers to have Casey Collar sign it. So it's not signed, but it's still cool to have this book. It's really nice art. Casey's one of my favorite artists. So, he's it's just nice to have this. And, of course, everyone gets one. Everyone on the podcast gets one. So
cool.
Here's one for Jeremy, one for Daryl, one for Yoshi, and one for Mike.
Of course, we're having to pay for it. He didn't just give it to us, but yeah.
But you still get one.
I know.
That's
I'm excited about getting one.
Thanks, Jim, for picking them up.
Yeah, I think I was the first one that asked Jimmers to pick one up. But,
yeah,
thanks. Jimmers is the
That's
best.
true. All right. So that is what I got this week.
We now return to the Transmissions Podcast.
All right. We're back from our trips to the store, and that will do it for this episode of Transmissions. Thanks, everyone, for listening, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Later.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening to this episode of Transmissions. But just because this episode is over doesn't mean the Transformers fun has to stop. Join us and other Transformers fans on our Discord chat server by visiting transmissionspodcast.com/discord. If you would like to learn more about how you could support the Transmissions Podcast, just visit transmissionspodcast.com/support. Thank you all for listening, and we'll see you again next week.